Hello and welcome. Grab a seat and get comfortable because today we are going to be running down the best games of the decade. We will be going through the most acclaimed games of the past 10 years, along with a few of our personal picks along the way. It must be noted that this list is in no particular order. There was a lot of great games this decade and they all deserve acclaim for their achievements. So without further delay, let's get right into the list. Mass Effect 2. BioWare's sequel to the hit Mass Effect completely blew players away with its amazing story, effective RPG element, and vast improvements to the gameplay from the first game. With numerous Game of the Year awards under its belt, Mass Effect 2 is considered one of the best of all time. Heavy Rain. A cinematic and enticing title that combined the elements of video games and visual storytelling to tell a dark and twisted tale that took players on a bumpy obstacle course of decision making and puzzle solving. Halo Reach. Considered one of the best FPS competitive shooters on its release, Halo Reach combined Halo's classic Slayer-style gameplay with a fun mix of original game modes, a beloved campaign, and of course the return of one of the most iconic characters in video game history. Fallout New Vegas. As tough as it is to follow up with the likes of Fallout 3, New Vegas surprised many Fallout fans with a different take on the formula. Set in post-world Las Vegas, Fallout New Vegas created a dynamic journey with improvements on its predecessor and a memorable storyline. Red Dead Redemption. RockStar's ode to the West, Red Dead Redemption showcased a dynamic Western world, a similar feel to RockStar's Grand Theft Auto series, except now in a stunning backdrop of the Wild West. With an intriguing character-driven story and attention to detail, Red Dead Redemption once again solidified RockStar Games as one of the best developers in the industry. Skyrim, a monumental game that changed the RPG genre forever. Considered one of the best games of all time, Skyrim took players into the living, breathing world of Elder Scrolls with a compelling story, iconic character progression, and loads of side quests. Portal 2. In this quirky masterpiece, Valve took players on a journey through the Aperture Science Center as they completed challenging puzzles, all while being taunted by one of the industry's most iconic characters. Deus Ex Human Revolution. A stylish yet intricate RPG that combined elements of action, RPG, and stealth. Deus Ex stunned with its insanely fun augments and incredible storyline. Dark Souls. Known for its difficulty and relentless style, Dark Souls stunned players across the globe, so much so it created its own genre. It is regarded as the best of its kind and started From Software's turn into the modern industry with their attention to detail and quality. Uncharted 3: Drake's Deception. With multiple Game of the Year awards under its belt, this PlayStation exclusive stunned audiences with a wild adventure with Nathan Drake and his likable charisma. The game stunned with its motion graphics and fluent gameplay, only further showing Naughty Dog's prestige. Dishonored. Considered one of the best stealth games of all time, Dishonored combined the stealth genre with fast-paced abilities that made it a must-own for fans of the genre. Max Payne 3. One of the few games that mastered the idea of bullet time, this RockStar title follows Max Payne in a dark, gritty, and action-packed journey, all while continuing the tone of its classic predecessors. Far Cry 3. Trouble in Paradise, Far Cry 3 stands as the best game in the series. With a memorable story, awesome moments, and an amazing villain, Far Cry 3 takes you on an unforgettable journey through its dynamic tropical islands. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Following up on one of the most popular FPS shooters of all time, CSGO redefined the classic 5v5 bomb defusal premise, with improved graphics and an easy-to-learn, hard-to-master style. To this day, CSGO remains one of the greatest competitive FPS shooters of all time. Borderlands 2. With over 100 different weapons, Borderlands 2 completely topped its predecessor with a fun set of playable characters and a concept art style open world that made for a great co-op experience. Grand Theft Auto V. Standing as the #1 selling entertainment product of all time, GTA V made history, introducing the redefined and living, breathing world of Los Santos. Along with Grand Theft Auto's usual entertaining storylines, GTA V stands true as a classic even to this day. BioShock Infinite. Keeping with BioShock's immersive atmosphere, Infinite took the story into the sky with its stunning visuals and a mind-bending story that blew players away with one of 2013's best games. The Last of Us. Last of Us took players on an emotional journey that showed the true impact a quality game can have. Its amazing voice acting and polished gameplay, Naughty Dog's masterpiece, is considered one of the best of all time. OUTLAST. One of the best horror games of all time, OUTLAST introduced a creative take on the horror genre with the run or die style and a horrifying night vision mechanic. The game takes you through an intense, twisted journey and stands unmatched in the horror genre. The Talos Principle. An incredible, well-created, and addicting puzzle game that went under many people's radar. On the surface, it's a strange and simple premise, but as you continue to play, you start to see its secrets, and in the end, you'll be questioning even your own reality. Wolfenstein New Order. Wolfenstein had large shoes to fill because of the franchise's weight in video game history, but New Order was able to deliver a creative story with the classic gameplay from its previous games. Wolfenstein showcased a level of heart which was pleasantly surprising considering its rough, action-packed surface. Divinity Original Sin. Larian Studios' massive success Divinity Original Sin was brought into the spotlight for its modernization of the RPG genre. With its stunning graphics and fun, rewarding gameplay, players and critics alike praised the game, calling it a classic among the ranks. Bloodborne. Continuing the name of the Souls series, Bloodborne takes many elements of the previous Souls games and expands on them. Its disciplined combat and grandiose bosses makes this one of the best of all time in the genre. Dying Light. Dying Light is an incredibly well-polished game that combines an open-world style with a great story and some of the best zombie combat ever created. It's one of the best zombie games made in the last decade, with great visuals, upgradable weapons, and combat. Dying Light is a great example of what the zombie genre should be. The Witcher 3. With an incredibly detailed world and a long, staggering storyline, The Witcher 3 is a masterpiece of epic proportions. The voice acting is second to none and the gameplay is fun and sleek. The Witcher 3 exceeds where most have failed, and because of this has been cited as one of the best games ever made. SOMA. A haunting and unforgettable journey, SOMA takes you into the depths of the ocean in a mysterious and twisted adventure. It's a combination of BioShock, Half-Life, and OUTLAST. It's one of the most compelling games of the decade. Life is Strange. Similar to games like Heavy Rain, Life is Strange focuses on the storytelling element. It's an emotionally written and truly compelling story that immerses the player into the world of Max and Chloe. Its incredible voice acting paired with its interesting time-bending mechanic, Life is Strange transcends simply playing a game. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Phantom Pain continued Solid Snake's reign with an outstanding addition to the infamous series. Taking place in Afghanistan, Phantom Pain pulls all the stops in terms of gameplay, graphics, and of course, the iconic stealth gameplay Metal Gear Solid has grown accustomed to. YAKUZA 0. Following up on the original Yakuza title, Zero took players into the vast open world of Yakuza, as Kiryu and Majima, with some of the quirkiest side quests and an overwhelming amount of content. Yakuza 0 shined as an incredibly polished action-adventure title with great characters and great writing. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider finds Lara Croft in yet another action-packed adventure. With stunning crypts, tombs, and landscapes, Lara must uncover the secrets of her father and Trinity. Croft's iconic puzzle solving and acrobatics look and feel better than ever. So there you have it, part 1 of the best games of the decade. Tell us below what your favorite games of the decade were, and if there's any you think we missed, let me know below. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to turn on the notification bell and stay tuned for part 2 coming very soon.